Okay, we're going to close the program with a final presentation about clean energy technologies in Westchester County. Please welcome Modu Cham to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Modu Cham, and I'll be briefing you on behalf of the Sustainable Westchester Capstone team on our Capstone project, which is bringing electric vehicle ride sharing, and community solar in Westchester County, New York. Westchester County is located in the north of New York City, highlighted orange on the map, as you can see, and has a population of around 1 million residents. It consists of 48 municipalities, and it is one of the most populous and affluent counties in New York State. Our client, Sustainable Westchester, is a coalition of 43 Westchester County local governments, and their goal is to facilitate effective sustainability initiatives and engage community stakeholders to create a healthier and more vibrant community. Sustainable Westchester is already implementing a number of sustainability initiatives, and they've asked us to develop 3 pilot projects for local government to proliferate the use of technologies for senior citizens and low-income families by introducing these technologies and getting an understanding of our target population's needs. They also asked us to reach out and engage with potential partners in the public sector, in the private sector, and community-based organizations for technical support and capacity buildings with these technologies. In addition, they asked us to use geographic information system, GIS optimizations, to locate where the highest density of these populations are so we can design our pilot programs in specific locations. The overall goal of this project is to improve the lives of senior citizens and low-income families in Westchester County. First, in lowering cost. Low-income populations have been found to have a % of income spent on energy of around 10%. And providing them with cheaper energy means they have extra money in their wallet or pocketbooks for additional medical expenses and leisure activities. And the second one is to increase opportunities for both senior citizens and low to moderate income families that are living on fixed income. Lowering the cost of transportation means that they have it provides them with more mobility in their community. And last but not the least is to reduce carbon footprint. Locally, reducing Westchester County's carbon footprint falls in line with New York State's goal of reducing 40% greenhouse gas emissions from 1990s level by 2030. Globally, all 3 goals fall in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which aim to leave no one behind in economic development, social equity, and environmental protection. The project also aims to dismiss the notion that clean technologies such as electric vehicles and solar energy are a luxury. And by creating policy mechanism and pilot projects, we can ensure that all sectors of society have equal access to share and reap benefits of these technologies. Some might be asking what these technologies are. Electric vehicles. These are vehicles that use electric motors for propulsion. Ride sharing. This is the type of carpooling service where one can order on-demand shared rides through the use of phone calls, smartphones, or a website. And in our case, community solar refers to solar plant located in the community that allows people with budgetary, structural, and rental conditions to subscribe for solar power and receive credits on energy bills. Part of developing the pilot project was to identify municipalities with the highest density of our target demographic when implementing the three technologies. On this map, you see for all the 48 municipalities of Westchester County. We did a population analysis to find where our target demographic lived in the county. And here you're looking at 2 main things. One is seniors marked with colors and low to moderate income population shown in dots. The darkest regions represent the highest concentration of senior citizens, and each red dot represents 250 people of low to moderate income. In addition to population density analysis, we looked at success factors for the selection of these municipalities. We drew lessons learned from similar programs being implemented nationally to determine the factors that led to success of community solar, electric vehicles, and ride-sharing technologies. For example, for community solar, we found that municipal support and community interests were key. We then created a municipality analysis matrix and awarded points based on likelihood of adoption of our assigned technologies: the electric vehicles, ride sharing, and community solar. And municipalities could score anywhere from 1 point to 4 points depending on the level of involvement of energy related programs in Westchester County. And using these factors, we were able to narrow down our scope to 11 municipalities that were best suited for our program design. We then decided to design a pilot program in 3 municipalities. In order to make the selection, we spoke to several organizations located in the 11 municipalities that could serve as potential partners for these technologies. Based on these responses, we identified 3 locations for each technology. Mount Vernon was identified for electric vehicle proliferation, New Rochelle was identified for electric vehicle ride sharing, and White Plains was identified for community solar. I will now walk you through our community solar program in White Plains, New York. Our community solar program located in White Plains, New York, is a 2-megawatt ground-mounted solar plant that will be built on 12 acres of land. The projected cost of the project is around $68 million before incentives, and the plant is expected to generate 2,500 megawatt hours of electricity, enough to power around 200 to 400 households. To ensure the success of the pilot, the work of 3 stakeholders are necessary: private sector stakeholders, public sector stakeholders, and community-based organizations. For the public organizations, they are needed to sponsor and coordinate the successful implementation of the project. The City of White Plains will help in facilitating the permitting and leasing of the project site. They will have no capital cost, and they will receive rental income from the leasing of the land. Our client, Sustainable Westchester, is the project sponsor and will coordinate and serve as the liaison between all 3 parties. They will have no upfront capital costs involved and with the project costs, and they will help them advance their clean energy and sustainability goals. In addition, as I said before, we need the private sector organizations to be involved in the project. We need private organizations such as UGE, and they will play the private sector role. UGE is a private solar developer and will handle the financing, construction of the solar plant, and they will have capital costs associated with this. Their benefits are also profit related to the program. Solta is another private organization that will be involved in this program, and they will serve the role as the subscription manager and will handle customer education and billing, and they will have no costs associated with this project. Finally, we need community-based organizations to help the project reach and serve the target demographic. Westchester Residential Opportunities is a community-based organization, and they provide residences to seniors and low-income families. They will work along with the subscription managers to offtake the solar power, and they will have no capital costs involved in this and will benefit from lower energy bills from their clients, and this will also reduce their carbon footprints. The impacts of the project are quite significant. A typical Westchester County household consumes about 6,000 kilowatt hours yearly, and based on Con Edison's utility cost in Westchester, the annual electricity bill is usually around $1,730. Community solar subscribers would yield savings of around $173, which also equates to about 10% of savings. Regarding the GHG GNG impact. Replacing a 2 megawatt of typical grid with solar will eliminate approximately 1.6 million pounds of carbon dioxide. To give you a sense of what this means, this equates to about 1.8 million miles driven by an average passenger vehicle. The pilot will therefore help reduce the energy cost as well as carbon footprint of our target demographic, and will help the often overlooked sections of society play their role in our drive towards a more sustainable future. We have provided our clients with 3 pilot programs for community solar, which will be placed in White Plains, New York, EV perforation in Mount Vernon, and EV ride sharing in New Rochelle. In addition to the pilots, we have delivered other resources to help Sustainable Westchester launch these programs. And these resources are a list of interested parties for Sustainable Westchester to potentially partner with on these programs, and a step-by-step implementation plan which provides key information about planning, financing, developing a project, onboarding potential customers for the target demographic that we are trying to reach. So I do thank you all for your time today, and on behalf of the Sustainable Westchester Capstone team and our advisor Suzanne DeRoche, I thank you very much, and I will now take your questions.
Hi, what is some of the constraints when reaching out to the community, especially the senior citizens?
In reaching out to some of the seniors, the biggest constraints we had was reaching out to some of the building owners and getting them on the phone. So we really delved down and tried to talk to many of the NGOs who are directly connected with them, and they kind of gave us an idea of what the seniors will need in terms of community solar, electric vehicles, or electric vehicles ride sharing. For example, one of the organizations we spoke to was Ride Connect, and their program manager was very clear in letting us know that the seniors not really necessarily worried about some of these electric technologies. What they're really trying to do is make sure that they can move around the community, go from one municipality to another, and they're also trying to make sure that they save as much money as they can.
Thank you for that. So this was great, and I'm wondering if you can tell us a bit more detail, or just briefly, about your Mount Vernon strategy for electric vehicles adoption as opposed to ride sharing. It seemed like a big piece of your target community was about seniors that had fixed incomes or low-income seniors, so I'm wondering how adoption of electric vehicles was part of that.
Are you talking about the electric vehicles or the electric vehicle ride sharing?
The electric vehicle strategy in Mount Vernon specifically.
In Mount Vernon.
Yep.
So Westchester has worked on various sustainability plans, such as trying to proliferate electric vehicles all around Westchester County. So what we're looking at is really how to try to find a way to get the same plan that they've worked on previously to the seniors. Because prior to this project, it was just literally just put out to most of the people, and it wasn't reaching the seniors. Reason why they came to us to kind of deal with this. And what we did was we spoke to a good amount of community-based organizations who have direct access to these seniors, who will be able to reach and kind of do outreach and engagement on the electric vehicles, so the seniors can then adopt the programs. Thank you.
Okay. Let me just close here by saying that one of the things that always impresses me about the final briefings in this course is the versatility of our students. They were faced with such an array of problems, right? Sustainability problems, an array of clients, and in different geographies, and yet they were able to apply some of the same skills, certain methods of analysis to make sense of them throughout. And so I find that impressive and gratifying. Before I close, I'd like to congratulate each of the teams for your excellent work, and I think you all deserve a round of applause, so give that to yourselves. I would also like to acknowledge your faculty advisors who worked so diligently with you all semester long, and those are Thomas Abdallah, Dr. Bob Cook, Suzanne DeRoche, Kizzy Charles Guzman, and Lynette Witter. Please give them a round of applause. Okay, finally, I'd like to thank our guests here tonight, as well as the people who joined us via live stream. And finally, let me wish all of you who are graduating, congratulations and good luck with your job search. We look forward to seeing you back at the briefings in the future. Thank you.